Hello, everybody. Good morning. It's Tuesday. It's technically like my Monday, your Tuesday, my Monday, though. Yeah, because, yesterday, yeah, it was a good day yesterday. It just never really feels like Mondays are a Monday for me. I don't know why. I like Mondays. And I like Tuesdays. We did over on Instagram, I did Tarot Tuesday. Um, so if you follow me on Instagram, go check that out. And, but Facebook said, well, not Facebook, but when I was, kind of like trying to figure out which deck I wanted to use, it was like, oh no, you need to use the Mystical Shaman deck. So I'm like, oh, great. Well, I mean, which is like, oh, great, not all great, just as in a negative. Hey, Zanel, how are you? How do I pronounce your first name? It just looks so cool. Like phonetically. I don't know why, I'm like, I love that. It just looks, to me, it looked like it would be like Zanel Z Diamini, is what I would say, Diamini. Diamini. I did. Oh my God. Rocket. Okay, very cool. Well, here's some Palo Santo. We all need Palo Santo. Make our, so Palo Santo is really great for uplifting and boosting up a mood, especially. I mean, if I was in a crappy mood, I might do a little of this. If somebody came in, Dion, I'm going to tell you, girl, I have your freaking envelope ready to go. I just have got to go to the post office, and there's never one open around me. So, my friend told me about the one on Rockwell, and it will be open when I get off work tonight at 10. Can you believe I'm here till 10 tonight? So anyway, so I do have an envelope with some groovy things for you in it. Anyway, not just what was on the thing, but a couple other things. I know! I should have just been quiet and you would have opened it and went, oh my God, how cool! Because I threw in some other things into that envelope for you. It's just, kind of cool. I need to do another one of those. I think I'm going to do a live event and then have, instead of advertising it, I'm going to have do it by shares, if I think, yeah, I don't know, something like that. But anyway, I have the Mystical Shaman deck because it said, hey Jack, because it was like, oh, you need to read the Mystical Shaman deck, so I'm going to use the Mystical Shaman deck. I have my latte, and I'm going to, before I start this, I just got to make a comment. I got the latte my husband got. His was a coffee with 3 creamers, right? I'm just going to say they taste the same. They really do. I'm kind of bummed out. But my latte tasted just like his coffee with 3 cream, and my coffee with 3 cream my latte just tasted like his coffee with 3 cream, because it was like, we tried each other's thing, so, or drink, so I'm like, I'm kind of bummed out. I really am, because I'm like, those ding-dang lattes are like $3.75, something expensive. That's with, Uncle Joe tax on there, but I'm like, oh my gosh. Good morning, Mercedes. Now, I was raised that it was pronounced Mercedes, so if I'm incorrect with that, let me know. Anyway, so, McDonald's latte tastes just like a coffee with 3 cream, okay? I'm going to keep it real. So I think tomorrow, instead of paying for a latte, I'm going to pay for a coffee with 3 cream. Okay, so, whoops. I kind of get bummed out when these things go flying down on the floor, but we're using the Mystical Shaman deck, and it's one of my, I like this deck. I don't think I have who it's by. I don't have my box for it out here. Good morning. How are you? Um, oh, Mercedes. They call you Mercedes. Well, that was the way I was raised. It was like, this is Mercedes. And I was like, oh, okay. And then the nickname is Mecha. So, I was like, I don't know. That would be kind of cool. Let's just see if something in particular comes up out of this. Because I don't know if it's all of them. Oh, crap. It is all of them. Okay, so do you have your latte? Do you have your snack, your breakfast, your whatever you might need? Ooh, interesting. We have an interesting energy coming in. It's one of my spirit animals. So let's take a look. Okay, so the crow is the energy that's coming in. And the crow is one of my spirit animals. So, I'm awesome. Um, uh, uh, Mitchell, yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yes, that's true. So the crow is my spirit animal. I love the crow. To me, the crow talks about creativity, critical thinking, analysis, the ability to look at something and see an intrinsic message or movement with that. So it's a very intense energy when the crow shows up, because that means that you are going to be taking and laugh with me if you'd like, a bird's eye view of what's happening. So we are actually going to have a little bit more intense vision or intense viewing into what's going on or where we're moving with this. So I like the crow. I said the crow is one of my spirit animals, and sometimes I laugh because I think the crow allows me to see things too damn deeply. Okay, so the crow. So this energy is coming in saying that we need to be very, very focused and have some attention to what's going on. Now, this card is the obstacle, the obstacle, and it is the beloved. And it makes me think of the relationship, like when you can, your relationship status of it's complicated. That's what this is. It's complicated. So we have a lot of distractions going on as we're trying to remember. This crow energy coming in is about critically breaking something down so that we can move in and create where we want to be or where we want to go. And then we have the beloved as an obstacle. And sometimes people will go, how is that an obstacle? You're loved, you're supported, people want to honor you and respect you, and all of these good high vibes. And I was like, but also it can be a distraction. Okay, so we can have a relationship. And beloved, when we see beloved, I know everyone's going to be thinking, oh, it's about my romantic relationships. It's about, my lover. It's, about my marriage, whatever. No, it doesn't always mean that. It means an intimate connection. So we can be distracted. We can be distracted by something going on with our best friend, with our kids, with if you have a favorite sibling. And there can be something going on through there that's distracting you. Not always that it's a bad thing, but it can be distracting you from reaching or working on some intrinsic or some important details going on in your life. So it's kind of like, it's a distraction. Is it always negative? No, it's not always negative. And I was going to say, because sometimes we can have a distraction, and these are kind of my favorite ones, a distraction that prevents you from being in a FUBAR situation. Or, it's kind of like the morning that you have a really important meeting or something that you've got to get done, and the dog has stolen your shoe, the baby threw up on your shirt, maybe your tire is flat or really low, and it seems like every obstacle that could be in your freaking path is in your path, and then you find out that you were going to take I-40 westbound, and there was this huge traffic accident that, blocked traffic, for the next 3 hours. That's what, those were all distractions. Those were all distractions, but those distractions saved you from being, because if you sat there and you started timing out, if you had left your house on time at 8:16 a.m., I would have been on exit whatever, exit 100 or exit 150, whatever, and would have been smack in the middle of that accident, if not the actual center of that accident. So sometimes distractions are a good thing. So all this is starting to say here so far is that we've got some energy coming in. It's really going to require our attention. It's going to look at some critical analysis and breakdown of things in order for us to be successful in whatever this goal is, and that our current obstacle is going to be something or somebody that's really close to us. And it doesn't, and the obstacle can be, I'm not getting like it's a bad effect. I'm just getting, it's something that kind of distracts your attention and puts it off into a different area. Not that it's negative, it's just saying a distraction of attention. Now, what's interesting is that our help is the Sun card, but the Sun card is upside down. And so I'm like, how the heck does that come across as a help? And the message that I get on that is experience. Sometimes we need to have an experience in order to understand, and appreciate what we are going through or what we have in our life. Is it telling you to work with the moon? Yes and no. Okay, yes and no. That's a really excellent observation, because I would say that it is opposite of the sun, or the opposite, the counterpart to the sun, which would be the moon. But what I would take it as, in the sun, things are fully illuminated, and you know what you have on the table when you walk in the room, because it's on the table, it's illuminated. When you come into it and it's in this position like this, stuff isn't illuminated, and it's actually when I mean in the dark, I don't mean it as a negative aspect, but it's things that you can't see. I had used the word occult last week, and I said occult doesn't mean something woo. Occult means what you can't see with the naked eye. Okay, so, medically speaking, its true definition in use in describing something is things that you can't see. So, in that, when that sun card is upside down, I would definitely say that it would be things that you can't see, that there's a lot of energy that's going on, a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and it's not totally illuminated, and that you're going to have to do a little work, a little digging, a little soul searching, and that's the word that comes up, or phrase that comes up, in order to connect in with that. Now, I really love the next card. I really love the next card because it says a lot. We can have an aspect of the ghost dance as it being a war cry. We can have an aspect of the ghost dance that is about connecting in with your ancestors. We can have a ghost dance so that we do not forget where we come from. So it's a little bit of all of that there. So this ghost dance is this coming to an agreement, coming to a moment that we connect in and we are who we are and we experience who we are in that. So I know sometimes people will see the ghost dance and then I'm like, yeah, it can be a battle cry. And yes, it is a battle cry in many ways. Yes, it is a connecting in with our ancestors. And yes, it is a connecting in with who we are and where we come from. One of my favorite stories or recollections, whatever, about the ghost dance actually took place like in the 20th century, and it had to do with they were doing a recreation of the ghost dance, and it was like through some universities, archaeological and Native American, whatever. And so they were doing a recreation of the ghost dance, and oh wow, okay. Um, and they were out there doing this ghost dance. Okay, so they were doing a reenactment of the ghost dance. And what ends up happening is that as they're out there dancing, and there was maybe about 25 dancers go out into the dance field to dance, and they're out there doing the ghost dance, and then as the people, the spectators are watching, they are swearing that there's got to be 250 people plus out there. They're like, no, you don't understand. The whole field was full of people dancing this ghost dance. And they're like, no, 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 no. There was only 25 dancers. And they're like, no, you don't understand. And I'm sitting back and I'm like, because I'm taking this class and they're teaching this in this class. And I'm sitting back and I'm thinking, no, you guys don't understand that when you reach out and you connect in with that vibration. So just like even in Reiki, when I'm like, like Honshiza Shonin, we're all going to connect in together. That's that same principle that we are, we're connecting in with like-minded energy and we are raising that vibration. That's why they see in the middle of that dance 250 people out there dancing, because their energy was so magnified by doing and being within that moment of doing that ghost dance. So I love the ghost dance, even though it can probably in some people's perspectives maybe have a negative connotation. But I'm like, no, it's a very, very beautiful spiritual moment of connecting in not only with your ancestors and people of like-minded, but also within yourself. So this is a very important card. Now, what we're looking here is this upper world and it's upside down. And I'm getting more messages about distraction, just distraction, things trying to keep you back or keep you down. And remember, chance favors a prepared mind. So if you know that you're going to have a bunch of distractions coming through, you prepare for it. Okay, you prepare for it. Whether you're using your focus oil, or you're burning incense, you're taking time to meditate and clear and ground yourself, whatever it is, when you know that you have distractions coming in, you're going to get your prophylactics ready. You're going to get your protection ready. Whether it's throwing white light over yourself, whatever you do, you know it's going to happen. Or you know that that's the potential. And so this potential here, when I look at this again, is like trying to disconnect you or distract you from source, keep you looking in other directions other than where you are. Dion, we need to get together and get your Reiki done, your Reiki first degree, so that you can work on some daily treatments on that. Um, so again, so this is distractions trying to keep you off your path. I'm not getting like a really negative aspect to it. I'm just getting like, oh, you're going to have some distractions. You're going to have, people, things, ideas, concepts trying to keep you um, off your track or off your path and just kind of put, and I'm getting minutia. Just send out minutia. Who wants minutia? I don't want minutia. Do you want minutia? No. We want to feel some groovy peace. And this is where this card is coming in. Pachamama is like your mother nature. It's your mom. It's your mother. It's your love. It's the earth. She doesn't look too female to me here, but I'm like, it's just an Elohim. It's like the female aspect of God. And through here, you're nurtured, you're cared for, you're loved on. And regardless of all of the distractions that are coming on your path, Pachamama got your back. We may not always like our moms. We may not always like our mothers. I certainly didn't like my mother growing up. And I didn't really like her until I was old, like in my 50s, and she had already been dead for 30 years. So, in this, it's always remember Mama loves you. Always remember that Mama loves you. Pachamama loves you. And that's what this message over through here is talking about. It's talking about allowing that connection with Mother Earth and allowing for love to flow, allowing yourself to be nourished and nurtured and fed. And, sometimes you just need a little caressing and loving on. And that's what this is talking about in the Pachamama. And so you're going to have a lot of ding dong dillywog stuff on your path, and that's okay because you're going to get through it because Pachamama got your back. Now, what are some of the other little things through here? All right, so I like this next card. Okay, don't fall over. Thank you. I like this next card because this next card is soul retrieval. And, when I started going to shaman or shaman college, whatever, because one of my teachers calls it shaman, and the other one calls it a shaman. I just kind of am like, can we just call ourselves healers? Because that's the way I look at it. I'm just a healer. That's what I do. I'm a device of divine intervention, and I I ask that they allow me to be that device, and I look at it in that aspect. So when we talk about soul retrieval, we're talking about little pieces and little bits of ourselves. Okay? Little pieces and little bits of ourselves that have usually been left behind or lost. I don't like to use the word lost. I like to use the word misappropriated because we can willingly misappropriate and we can unwillingly misappropriate. When we willingly misappropriate, we are doing things that we probably really don't want to do. I don't want to go there, but you gotta go. Shush. And you end up going and you really don't want to go. And then you don't have a good experience. It was like things that were really uncomfortable. Well, we leave a little piece of our soul or our spirit behind. And in this soul retrieval, what we're talking about when we look at this card is we're talking about coming back together with that piece, coming back together with that piece so that we may become whole in our path. Yeah, kind of intense when you start thinking about that. Soul retrieval is a very intense experience that allows you to reconnect with those pieces that you left behind. And sometimes we don't even recognize that we've left things behind. We left pieces of ourselves behind. And we actually sit in there and we're like, I feel like I'm missing something. I feel really meh. I have difficulties connecting in. And then when you realize that for every time you did something against your will, that part of your soul was misappropriated, for every time that somebody did something with grave intention, that it takes a part of your soul away from you. And that in a soul retrieval, you do have the opportunity to go back and reconnect with those pieces. Okay, my little background fell down, so let me go and pick that up because it looks hideous without it. I've got boxes behind the stage, and so I don't have those boxes completely unloaded. I'm in the process of at home as well as here of setting up like studios in there. So it's like my little things fall down until I get them all put together. All right, so let's look at these because we got like 3 cards left. Let's take a look at these. Okay, so the next card, so these are the last 3 cards, and we're looking at the journey. And I'm going to tell you, this guy, this person, this entity, this energy here almost looks like they're suffering. Okay, I'm going to say, it looks like if Jesus was indigenous, that was how they would crucify him, and he's on the crucifix. That's what it reminds me of. And I'm like, dang, okay, so the journey. You notice we've got the owl on the head, so we're talking about some wisdom. We're talking about some knowledge. We're talking about learning, connecting, and being in that experience. So there's like a lot that comes through there. Journeys were never meant to be totally easy. In a journey, sometimes we lose ourselves a little bit. In a journey, sometimes we lose ourselves a little bit. And I get that vibration really pretty strong here, is about losing ourselves. But when we lose ourselves, we do in actuality find ourself, and that's where this card is coming through. And so when I'm looking at this, okay, we've got 3 cards left. I lied, I thought there were 3, there was 4. So the owl is again that wisdom, that knowledge. So not to stress ourselves out. Yeah, you're going to go through some things that you really don't dig and you really don't like, but the end result is so worth it. That end result on your journey is so worth it. And I mean, the wisdom, the knowledge, the experience, what you can actually do with that. Oh, some people are going to go, I'm kind of distressed by this card. The Earth Keeper. The Earth Keeper is about balance. The Earth Keeper is about, and I'm like, yeah, I get it. Sometimes we need upheaval in order for balance to come through. So it's like regardless of what we want and what we desire and how we want to experience it, that there's going to be twists to it. There's going to be things that we didn't ask for. And I'm like, even kind of like and I don't want to say negative tone, but a negative tone, and I'm going to say, here's the flat tire. I did not ask for a flat tire, please. Okay. But that flat tire prevented you from being on that I-40 traffic jam, right? Okay. Keep it real. And it's just going through and reinforcing that the things that we expect may not always come through, but it's in essence things that will help us or aid us to get to where we're going to. Now, I always want to remind people that chance favors a prepared mind. And so they see that holy mountain and they see it upside down and they're looking and they're going, well, why would I even leave my house this week? Because it says that it's going to be a strained connection in with, our spiritual self, or that awakening, our higher self, our higher consciousness, our upper kingdom, whatever way you want to look at it. And I'm like, it's not that it's strained. It's you're going to have to work at it. You're going to have to put your attention to it, because nothing in your spiritual journey this week is going to be easy. It's almost going to feel like every day is a ding dang Murphy's Law day. If anything could go wrong, it will go wrong. It's kind of like you're anticipating going on a trip and somebody pops positive for COVID. Okay, COVID lasts 5 days. What are you going to do during those 5 days to get your body in a good place, to get your vibration and raise it up? And if you're the partner of that person with COVID, what are you doing to keep yourself clear and in harmony and balanced and good health and a good mind frame? Chance favors a prepared mind. So none of this is going to be any kind of surprise. You're going to go, I already knew I was going to have obstacles. And they're like, friend, how did you know? I just knew I was going to have obstacles. So I have plan A, plan B, plan C, plan E and D and F and G. Oh, E, D, F, and G. I got all these backup plans so that no matter what hits me, I got it together. And then every night I'm going to go home, or every night I'm going to go on YouTube and I'm going to listen to one of Maris's Reiki videos just so I can clear all the junk out of my space and not worry about it starting that same yucky vibe for the next day. So take advantage of these kind of things, guys. Chance favors a prepared mind. And if you know that you're going to have some crap in your path, be prepared. Have your plan A, have your plan B, have all your plans behind you or with you or in your magic bag, whatever, so that you're prepared and that you are successful on this journey and that these obstacles don't catch you off guard, because that's what this is talking about. It's talking about being prepared. You're going to have some yuckiness, but you're going to have some lots and lots of joy and lots of success when you show up prepared and you do not allow those obstacles to hold you back. They're just obstacles. That's all they are. Some obstacles are good. They keep you out of traffic accidents. Some obstacles are bad. They hold you back from being the best you possible. It's all about your perspective and how you want to battle that. So, February 27th, I have a Reiki CPR for the CPR for the Soul class. $75. It's from 1 to 4:30. It's really worth it. And you got like $75, and I'm like, trust me, it's worth it. Then we have a Sunday morning Reiki at 9 a.m. here at the Center, Oklahoma Healing Connection, 8005 South I-35 Service Road, Suite 107, Oklahoma City, 73149. Come see us, come be with us, come hang out and do Reiki with us. And some people go, well, I'm not Reiki, I've never been attuned Reiki. I get it. Well, you can still come in and be a part of the energy. You can even join us online and be a part of the energy. Either way, we love you and share happy, cool, groovy things with you. Keep it real, folks. Keep it real. Be the most authentic you that you can be. Peace, love, harmony. I'll see you guys very soon.